No real update on Drew Ott. We're still appealing that. I've had some encouraging news just from other cases. The basketball player from Temple had a case similar to Drew's, and just learned actually yesterday about Case Keenum, who's playing for the Rams right now. When he was at Houston, he actually got a 6-year, redshirted 1 year, played 3, and then was injured in his 5th year and got a 6 year. So, there's some cases out there that will give you encouragement. We won't know until final decision's given. When we get that, we'll pass that on to you, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Going back to January 19th, that was our first team meeting after the break, after the holidays, and we just talked about turning the page. And the great thing each and every year is in January you start anew. There's no credit for last year. There's no debt. You start with an even balance and get to move on to a new year with a new team and new opportunities. So, that being said, the objectives for spring ball remain pretty much the same as they always are. First and foremost, it's a chance to install our system offensively, defensively, and special teams wise. See how the guys how they do learning. Skill and technique development is a critical part, and that's something that's ongoing. So it's a good opportunity for us to work there. We're certainly in a little different situation than a year ago. We had a lot of question marks about how guys would produce in game situations, and to your point, at least we've seen all these guys in game situation now. So, but that being said, there's a lot of growth to be had. And one of the reasons we had a successful football team last year was that we did improve. Our oldest guys played like our oldest guys, and whether you look at it that way or if you look at it how they progressed from March till December, they improved there too. And that's going to be, that's always kind of been the theme. It will remain that way. I think, our whole team, I worry about everything. It's just the nature of coaching, I guess. You worry about everything. But, on offense, the receiver position certainly is, we lost 2 really good players there with Defon and Jake. So, how the young players going to come along, how they're going to develop, how they're going to push forward. I feel pretty good about, knowing what Matt Vandenberg, what he is and who he is, how he'll play. Then after that, I think, we have to have some questions. I'd say the same thing about tight ends. Henry Krieger. Coble is a guy who maybe wasn't flashy in his play, but he got selected for the Senior Bowl, went to the Combine, really had a good day yesterday. And, personally, I think he'll have a nice NFL career. I don't know if he'll be drafted or not drafted, but I think he's good enough to play. And just a really good football player, and that's kind of my overriding concern. We lost 21 seniors. Not all were starters, but what they did collectively, that's a big void to fill right there. So that's our first challenge. Forget about positions, but you move out 21 guys that really did things on a daily basis really well, really modeled, I think, great behavior for our entire football team. So can we fill that void? And then, we have other guys rising up to fill that void. What about the void that's left, in wake of that? So, there are a lot of moving parts on a football team, and that's why I say it's a new year, a new team for sure.